What's up, guys? My name is Tyler, or Rivsy. Welcome back with my 2022 Civic Si. Today, we have a bunch of parts to install. This is going to be two separate videos, so I can get more content. But today, I have a box from Savannah over at Two Step Performance. She has a really nice Aegean Blue FE1, and honestly, the inspiration between getting my own. I've always loved the SI, but I truly fell in love with the platform when I saw what she did with hers. And although I have pretty much all my mods, there's a lot of things I want to do different because I have a manual trans, I got a turbo. There's so much more I can do today. But she sent me some parts, and we're going to put them on the Civic. So first things first, if you guys don't know Two Step Performance, you guys should really shop with them. They have all your Civic needs. They got power mods, they got suspension, shifting upgrades, they got everything for your Civic. It is my one-stop shop, and it is where I go for everything that I need. I highly suggest checking them out, but let me show you guys what I got. So first things first, she sent me a hybrid racing Alcantara shift boot. Very nice. It almost looks like what comes OEM in the FK8 Type R, but I could be wrong about that. But I could have sworn it came in Alcantara, but the Alcantara is extremely nice. And then to go with that, we also have a hybrid racing shift knob. This is white, which funny enough is perfect because my work wheels are going on the car at some point, and the little white accents occasionally, very nice. So let's turn the camera around and I'll show you guys how to install this. Okay, so basically we broke it loose, but all you gotta do to remove it is just twist it off. I ain't gonna lie, this OEM shift knob is actually extremely heavy. So this is the first step. It's got quite a few threads, and that is off. This thing is extremely heavy, so surprisingly. But next, you guys are just gonna take a pry tool, and you guys are gonna take this panel right off. It comes off rather easy. My dad did it earlier. He actually did it by hand, but pry tool is probably easier to get your fingers under it, so we'll do that next. So basically, you guys are just going to stick the tool under. It is the same deal as the CVT Civic, so if you've ever had a Civic Sport and you've removed this panel, it's the exact same process. Just remove like so. And then obviously there's going to be some clips with some wires for the brake hold, the parking brake, and the auto start stop and drive modes. Those are self-explanatory. Hit the clip, pull the plug. All right, so flash on. We got to remove 4 screws. There is 1 on each corner, and that should remove the retainer in the shift boot. Okay, so obviously that removes it. A little bit dirty because, you know, car's been used for a bit, but all you gotta do is get some pliers, just squeeze those tabs because you probably won't get your fingers in, and just remove that little wire holder, and that'll be your OEM shift boot right on out. Okay, so basically what we're gonna do is we're gonna take the shift boot, and there's gonna be a little tab on this side, so that's gonna be on the same side as the switches because that's where this little white connection goes. So it'll be like so, and basically you're just going to reverse the process. You're going to fish it through the hole 1 2 3 4 with the Phillips head, and then you're going to pop this little clip into that hole, and then just plug everything back in, and that's it. And then with your shift knob, you can move this little thing. Don't worry, it will not fall off if you go too low. It'll come to its own stop. If you need more threads for whatever shift knob, we are using a hybrid racing one she sent us, and as you guys can see, it goes down pretty far, so we did have to fish it down a bit, but obviously if it's perfect and it's not going nowhere. So yeah, let's get into it. All right, so we're removing the panel. So basically we weren't really thinking because it probably varies shift knob to shift knob, but we actually have to remove this metal ring. So we're going to remove this just so we have the threads. I'm going to try not to drop it inside the car because that'd be funny. Be a bad day. But yeah, so now we can put it on. And there we go. That's perfect. And then obviously this has a magnet. It'll pull it right up like so. So you should be able to just kind of start threading it on. And like so. I'm gonna hold this. I need to do this two-handed, but I'm gonna hold the shift boot and just tighten it a little more, and that's the setup. All right, so basically it's all in. It's a lot shorter than the OEM, so that feels a lot nicer. Fifth is so hard to find if you're not driving the car. Like when you're driving, going from fourth to fifth is natural, but if you're not driving, it just feels weird. That feels really nice though. Obviously you guys saw I tightened it up. The ring pulled the magnetic part right on up, and boom, that is the Hybrid Racing shift knob and Alcantara shift boot. All right, so there we are, the Hybrid Racing shift knob and Alcantara shift boot. Between the feel of it, it is obviously way lighter than OEM knob. I know a lot of people like a heavier knob, but as a new manual driver, I think I'm gonna like the lighter a lot better. I feel like I feel like the car I have driven, I've driven an FK and an E30. I feel like they all had lighter shift knobs, and I personally like the feeling of that a little bit better. And not to mention, the white looks incredible. You guys know it's gonna fit with my work wheels eventually, but huge shout out to Savannah over at TSP, Two Step Performance. You guys know they're my go-to, one of my favorites. I go everywhere, and they have dealt with me nonstop this past week because I have a box coming Sunday and another box probably coming Tuesday. And there should be an install video on everything. So yeah, we're going to film another install video right after this. So let's get into the next video.